But without further ado, please welcome Xander from Buffy, Mr. Nicholas Brendon! So, Nicholas, first time in Belgium?
Second time this year, actually.
Second time this year?
And then second time total. 2 times in Belgium. Both this year.
You like it in Belgium?
It's fantastic, except don't have the chicken.
What do you like most about Belgium so far?
The chicken?
Right, well, we mostly know you from Buffy, obviously. How did that part come about for you?
I had the first audition. We have this thing called pilot seasons in Hollywood, so I had my first read on Thursday morning. The casting director said, "Can you come back at 2 o'clock to meet Joss Whedon?" I said, "Sure." Then on Friday I was at Fox, Monday I was at the WB, and Tuesday I booked a show. So about 6 days. Yeah.
That's fast.
Very fast process, because they were shooting, I think they started shooting on that Friday. They had pretty much seen every actor in LA. So I knew that they tested 4 or 5 times. So this was the last test, so I knew that, I got lucky, basically.
I know there's some people who want to ask questions, so let me just...
Let's go.
Yeah.
So yesterday I asked about a joke, and you said, come back tomorrow.
Why'd you come back? You come back?
Because I want to hear it.
Dennis, can you remove him, please? Alright, well, hold on. I mean, no, it's bad. Let's see, well, I've got one. Alright, well, does anybody watch Criminal Minds? Alright, so there's an actor on the show named Goobs, Matthew Gray, Goobler, and he told me this joke. And he's like, "I'm not good at telling jokes," and he tells the joke, and it's actually really a great joke, so it goes a little something like this. There's this guy named Charlie, and he sells insurance for a living. And he got this big sale finally, so his buddies took him out to the bar to celebrate. So they buy Charlie a drink, and Charlie says, "No, I promised my wife I wouldn't drink anymore, so no." And the guy said, "No, man, you just got a big sale." He's like, "Okay, just 1 drink, but then no more." So Charlie has his beer, and he vomits all over himself. He's not good at drinking. He's got a drinking problem. So Charlie's like, "No, I can't. Now I'm gonna tell my wife I drank." And it's like, no, he's like, and his buddy's like, no. He's like, "Take $20, put it in your shirt pocket, and say, yeah, you were at the bar with the guys, but some drunk guy vomited on you, but not to worry because he gave you $20 to get the shirt dry cleaned." Charlie's like, "What a brilliant idea." So 8 hours later, Charlie is hammered as hell and is walking home. And he thinks he knows which way he lives. It's a street name, Elm, Sycamore, it's Elm. He hangs it right on Elm Street. The sun's rising in the east. He sees his house. He laid these flagstones out. He's like, left foot, right foot, left foot, right then, Charlie's wife opens the door. And she says, "Charlie?" And Charlie's like, "What?" She says, "Charlie, you've been drinking." Charlie's like, "No." It's true, I went to the bar with the guys. It was a really big deal that was close. Anyways, a really drunk guy vomited on my shirt. But you don't worry, Pumpkin. Just don't worry, because the guy gave me $20 to get my shirt dry cleaned. And Charlie's wife says, "Charlie, that's a $50 bill." Charlie says, "Oh, that's right. He also shit in my pants." By show of hands, who here has actually pooed in their pants as an adult? Okay, I'm just kidding.
Okay, who's got the next question? They're all dumbstruck now.
Hello.
Hello.
I was wondering, I'm a big fan of Buffy's, and I especially love all the villains. So I was wondering what your favorite villain was, who you thought was the scariest, and which one you would have loved to play.
Villain-wise, are you talking like a big bad, or just... Because the scariest ones for me were the gentlemen. Period, hands down. In regards to like a big bad, I guess as we referred to them, I think actor-wise, the mayor, I was a fan of him. I didn't like how he became a giant snake. That was weird. I just honestly think that Joss wanted to put Sarah on what is essentially a giant penis and have her write it. And I'm not joking when I say that. But so yeah, probably, and also just like the Master, because everything was so new to me, you know? So kind of that, the first season was, I think, probably, I mean, the show became so different, season 2 through 7. They're 2 completely different shows. Actually 3, because once we leave high school, it becomes a different show. But everything that happened in season 1 was kind of magical, you know? So I'll go with the Master and his little butt mouth, but then the mayor, I liked Leave It Alone. So.
How was it to work with the cast on Criminal Minds? And did you connect more to one of the other actors than the others?
Well, I mean, Thomas Gibson and I we had the same manager and we'd done a movie together before. So I walked into the show having already known Thomas. But I pretty much started trying to think. So we got, like Goobs and Shamar and Joe. I mean, I was really close to all of them. And Pageant had left, like pretty much right when I started. So probably don't really know her that well, but I mean, I love Goobs, you know? I love Matthew, so. I mean, I love them all. And Joe Montaigne is just like wonderful human being, so.
At one point in Buffy, Xander was going to get married. It never happened. Why is that?
Because I got married in real life, it didn't work out.
Fair enough. But seriously,
Joss doesn't want his characters to be happy in love. And so I think that's essentially it. I mean, if you look at Giles, Xander, Buffy, or Willow, not one of them has ever been happy in love. You know, so I just think that that's just kind of the way that he wanted it, you know? It's, you know, I just did what they asked me to do because I'm not going to tell Joss Whedon you have a bad idea, just because he doesn't, you know, so. But I just don't think that, you know, a lot of his stuff comes from him, and Xander specifically was Joss. I mean, that was the whole thing. So I was the voice of the show and then the voice of Joss. So it was kind of Joss's thoughts and sayings and fears, so.
he even took your eye out.
You little bastard. Well, Nathan Fillion did, but whatever, you know. On orders of Joss Whedon, my eye is gone.
Are there any projects that you would have liked to work on? If you think of shows that are on nowadays, like Game of Thrones or whatever, is there anything that you watch now that you think that would have been something for me?
Probably It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia. Something like that. Comedy. I like to do comedy. I was talking to a friend today about particular genres of shows that I watch. If the period that I'm watching doesn't have indoor plumbing, I'm not gonna watch it. Because I just know it's kind of like gonna smell. Like Game of Thrones, you know. Back then, it really smelled back then, you know what I mean? They're burying their poop, it's just disgusting. I'm not showering every day, so typically you gotta have running water. Indoor plumbing. So about 1920 on, that's gonna be my genre. And it's as easy as that.
We're gonna do it again to the judge.
I was wondering, you did a show on Buffy with your twin.
Yeah.
Have you and your twin done any other shows together, or was it just the one?
I did a movie called Coherence. Has anybody seen that movie here? It's a great little movie. And there was a part, it's a sci-fi movie, and we basically kind of get lost in these different dimensions, you know? So there's a scene where I come into the house and attack me. So at that point, Kelly was in that, and we were both tied up to a chair. So, yeah, so those two things is what we've done. And guys, you should check out Coherence. It's right up your alley. Yeah.
Yeah, I was wondering about your portrayal in Private Practice.
Mm-hmm.
It was so convincing, scary almost, so I was wondering how you prepared for a role like that.
Well, you raped somebody, of course.
I hope not.
I'm just kidding. You know, when you are playing a part like that, like this, like you don't play evil, you don't play it evilly, you know? Because basically it's like, he had like 5 different personalities, this is the character I played. And he didn't believe he had done anything wrong. So if I'm playing evil or mad, I'm not gonna yell at you, I'm gonna like talk like this to you and smile, you know? That's creepy. So it was just, there were just different levels of it depending on what scene that I was shooting. But you never, like a person who's crazy doesn't think, I'm crazy. He thinks the way that that person views the world is the way that he thinks everyone views the world. So my acting, essentially, unless I'm doing comedy, is going to be much more subtle, you know? Because I mean, if you think about it, if you were crazy, you would just think that everyone thought like you know? So you just kind of play it normally, really. And if it's good writing, then that's going to kind of, you're going to get the message. And Shonda Rhimes is a fairly decent writer.
Yeah, hi. I just wanted to ask, how was it to play with...
Tell me you're wearing makeup.
What?
Are you wearing makeup?
No, I'm just, that's my look.
Okay, it's great, you look great, you look great.
I go around like this. So I was wondering, how was it to play with the actress who plays Buffy?
Sarah?
Yeah.
Wonderful. I love Sarah. I mean, she worked her butt off. I mean, she was in every scene, you know, because we had the contract to do the show for 2 more years, to do season 8 and season 9. And, you know, and Sarah was just tired. And she's like, no, it's hard to do the show without the title character. Yeah. Things I've learned in Hollywood.
Yesterday, you not only said you were going to tell us a joke, but also who your favorite comedian is.
Right.
So, who's your favorite comedian?
Well, I mean, I did half answer that with Louis. Remember, I half answered that? Remember? When I answered that, halfly? Because I said Louis. I just didn't finish Louis. You know, I'm trying to think of hold on. Come to my table there, because I don't want to waste the whole thing, but I mean, again, I don't watch a lot of stand-up comedy. So, I'll keep thinking. Eat the chicken.
Hi.
Hi.
So I'm a huge fan of Criminal Minds, and I was wondering, how is it to play with Kristen?
Oh, it was great. She, the scenes that we did, there are certain actors that you just have a really good working relationship with, acting-wise, and just because the intensity of it. And when it was ever with her, it was just like, I just loved looking into her eyes, you know, and playing that character. So it was great. It was great.
It's unbelievable how fast time goes, but we only have time for one more question.
Do you want me to sing a David Hasselhoff song?
Yeah, exactly. Snoopy dance for the support group?
Snoopy dance, okay. All right, but if chicken falls out of me, it's your fault.
Okay, here we go. All right.
Thank you.
Nicholas